Hello and welcome to my Season 14 Druid Armor preview. So as always, I'm going to go through the Alliance, Horde and Elite versions of the gear. Now the first one is the Alliance, and interestingly enough, the Horde actually gets the blue version, the Alliance gets the yellow version, at least according to the way the stuff's leveled currently in the PTR. Not leveled, labelled. So the actual gear itself, well, you seem to be wearing kind of like horns pretty much from like some animal, which I suppose is pretty normal for druids. The helm itself seems to have an animal skull inside it, which is a little bit weird. Not very druidy, I thought they were all for the protection of animals. The shoulders are, once again, being Blizzard armor, kind of absurd. And when I say kind of, they're very absurd. And they have some, I think it's like a dead goat, or something like that in them. I don't get all the dead animals on the druid armor. I thought druids were all, like, nice to animals and stuff. But whatever. As for the armor itself, I don't think it's particularly inspired, I suppose, and I think the Alliance version is the weakest of the three. Next up we have the Horde version. This is pretty, actually it's very blue, and that's odd for Horde armor. Usually Horde gets the more aggressive colours like the reds and that kind of thing. As for the armor itself, I think it's nicer than the Alliance just because I prefer the blue sort of style. Also you'll notice that the horns and the bone parts are also a little bit blue tinted, which I think looks good. Overall it's the nicer of the two sets, but I still don't think that it's a particularly nice season. Now finally we have the Elite armor, and really I think it's kind of, my indecision is pretty, I suppose, indicates what I think. The green sort of thing they have going on the top half of the body looks cool, however unfortunately that completely dies as you go on, and really most of the armor is just a very boring, very boring robe, and they try to make it interesting by throwing in skulls and horns and dead animals, but that just doesn't really feel druidish to me. And the green, it kind of looks oddly evil for a druid, and I don't know, maybe it's just the druid thing and the armor is just not for me. Anyway, let's move on to the set bonuses. So the first one is for Feral. The two-piece set is that it increases PvP power by 500 and increases your movement speed by 15% while in bear, cat or travel form and only active outdoors, and the speed boost is not cumulative with feline swiftness. The 4-set bonus is 1000 PvP power, and that once every 30 seconds, your next Ravage is free and has no positional or stealth requirement. Additionally, when you successfully interrupt with a Skull Bash, the cooldown of your Enrage is reset, so I guess that's kind of nice. It's rewarding skilled play and reactive play, which is always a good thing. Next up, we have the balance set. First of all, we have the usual 500 PvP power, and then when you are not in Eclipse state, critical attacks done restore 20 solar or 20 lunar energy, whichever is more beneficial to you, and the effect can only occur once every 6 seconds. The 4-piece bonus is 1000 PvP power, and that your astral communication can be used while moving, which is probably quite useful in PvP. Finally, we have the healing one, and this is for the 2-set 500 PvP power, and reduces the cooldown of your Swiftmen ability by 2 seconds. The 4-piece is that it increases your PvP power by 1000 and reduces the cooldown of Ironbark by 30 seconds. And that's it. I'm not really too keen on this armor, but I'd be interested to see what you guys have to say, so please say so in the comments. And with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.